very warm welcome to the thorough newspaper analysis of 13th February 2023. In the first editorial today, we have two very important legal standpoints to discuss. The first one being the freedom of religion, and the second one being the importance of dissenting judgments, something that we have discussed in a previous editorial as well. Followed by the next editorial on saving the investor in light of the current news that is going on about Adani and Heidenberg crisis, followed by news updates as well as legal news. Starting with this first editorial on the spirit of the law lies in the dissenting judgment. One of the questions that has long plagued the Indian court is that how much must the rights of religious groups be balanced with the rights of the adherents? In one such clash in 1962, the Supreme Court firmly placed the rights of the groups over individual rights. This judgment was pronounced in a 4-1 majority. Thereafter, in the case of Sardar Saidana Tahir Saifuddin versus the state of Bombay, the Bombay High Court held that the Dawoodi Bohra's collective right to religious freedom of excommunicating people from the belief was unconstitutional, and the same could not be allowed if the activity could reform a religion out of its existence. Finally, in 2023, the court held that this judgment merited reconsideration. The reconsideration of the previous judgment is based on two grounds. Firstly, the judgment had not examined whether the rights of religious denominations ought to be balanced with other fundamental rights, particularly the rights of its individual members to be treated with equal care and dignity. And secondly, since Sardar Sayadana, Indian jurisprudence has evolved to a point where any act of excommunication ought to be tested on a touchstone of constitutional morality. In the case of Shirur Mutt in 1954, the court held that the essential aspects of the faith deserved constitutional protection, and the test for essentiality would be based on what the followers deemed to be absolutely essential in their faith. The approach of essentialism has undermined the elementary rationale behind the guarantee of religious freedom that the members are free to choose and enjoy on how they best live their lives. Article 26, which recognizes the rights of religious denominations, begin with a dictate that its promise would be subject to public order, morality, and health. Justice Oka has stated that in today's context, morality must mean constitutional morality. This rightly echoes the idea that if the right of religion is allowed to flourish at the expense of individual rights, then constitutional mandates shall cave in. The dissenting judgment in Sardar Saidana rests on similar foundations. Coming to the next editorial discussing the Heidenberg-Adani scuffle. Now, this scuffle continues to set instability in the Indian markets. Irrespective of whether the claims made by the foreign firm is true or not, there are certain things that the financial regulators should have done to arrest such an instability in the markets. However, the jurisdiction of SEBI is limited to physical books of the country, and it is the SEC in this case that has jurisdiction over the report fiasco. If the claims made in the report are right, then there is nothing to stop the claims from being aired. This makes companies listed in foreign exchanges all the more a target to be thoroughly vetted through pristine and transparent accounting practices. The question that arises here is that what can the regulators do to protect the investors? The regulators will have to ensure that the notional loss and the actual loss are differentiated properly and addressed to. This is to ensure that the market capitalization that the company loses is quickly brought back to equilibrium after the storm has passed. The regulators will have to establish a strong market intelligence network that meets with the international brokerage houses and absorbs the opinion that they have of the Indian companies operating in foreign stock exchanges. The auditors too have to ensure that the generally accepted accounting practices gap are followed for overseas listed firms as well. In the event such a report does get published and sends the share market to in an unstable condition, the regulators should immediately start an independent investigation that sets to rest claims made from the regulator's side. Let's look at the news updates now. There have been certain appointments of governors across various states. So we see that Lakshman Prasad Acharya, C.P. Radhakrishnan, Shiv Prasad Shukla, Gulab Chand Kataria have been nominated as governors in Sikkim, Jharkhand, Himachal Pradesh, and Assam, respectively, while B.S. Koshyari has been replaced by Jharkhand Governor Ramesh Bes. Delhi-Mumbai e-highway. The expressway can also get drones online during emergency evacuation. Drones in this case can carry up to 250 kgs. World Radio Day. The theme for the 12th edition of the World Radio Day, to be celebrated on 13th of February, is Radio and Peace. The day was decided by UNESCO on 3rd November 2011 during its 36th conference. World Radio Day celebrates radio as the mass media reaching the widest audience in the world. New CJs appointed to 4 High Courts. Justice Sonia Girdhar Gokani, a judge of Gujarat High Court, has been appointed as the Chief Justice of Gujarat High Court. Justice Sandeep Mehta, a judge of Rajasthan High Court, has been appointed as the Chief Justice of Guwahati High Court. Justice Jaswant Singh, a judge of Odisha High Court, has been appointed as the Chief Justice of Tripura High Court. Justice N. Kotiswar Singh, Judge of Guwahati High Court, has been appointed as the Chief Justice of Jammu and Kashmir High Court. Ex-Judge Chuppu set to become the next president of Bangladesh. Mohammad Shahabuddin Chuppu, a former judge, is set to become Bangladesh's next president after the ruling Awami League, which holds an absolute majority in parliament, nominated him for the top position. Chuppu, who is 74 years of age, will replace President Muhammad Abdul Hamid. Aero India 2023. The theme of the event is the runway to a billion opportunities at the Yelanka Air Force Station to showcase India's growth in aerospace and defense capabilities. The focus of Aero India 2023 this time will be on displaying indigenous equipment and technologies and forging partnerships with foreign companies in line with Make in India and Make for the World vision. RBI expands scope of TReDS platform to allow insurance facility. It will allow entities undertaking factoring business as financiers and enable secondary marketing operations. This will provide further impetus to TReDS platform, which facilitates the financing of trade receivables of MSMEs. Raja Ram Mohan Award 2023 for ABK Prasad. Veteran journalist A.B.K. Prasad has been chosen for the prestigious Rajaram Mohan Roy National Award for Excellence in Journalism. The journalistic career of Bhavni Koteshwara Prasad, popularly known as A.B.K., spreads over 75 years. He has the singular honor of being the editor of all the mainstream journals of Andhra Pradesh. Coming on to the legal updates in the case of Guddu Madan Kattilwar versus Deputy Police Commissioner, it was held that externment order cannot be recorded on the basis of a crime in which accused was acquitted. This had been held by the Bombay High Court. The Bombay High Court here held that subjective satisfaction for passing an externment order cannot be recorded on the basis of a crime in which the accused was acquitted. The court relied on Dhananjay Manohar Sapkal versus State of Maharashtra and said that offences under the Maharashtra Prohibition Act and Maharashtra Prevention of Gambling Act cannot be considered for the purpose of passing an externment order. In another legal update, in the case of Rajkumar Patel versus State of Madhya Pradesh and others, it has been held that CPC is not applicable to Article 226 proceedings. Court can decide writ petition on merits even upon non-appearance of a party. This has been held by the MP High Court. A bench comprising of Justice Vivek Agarwal noted that it was not the intent of the legislature to require a writ court to necessarily follow the provisions of the Civil Procedure Code. So, friends, these were the news updates, legal updates, as well as the editorial analysis for the day. I hope it is helping you prepare for your respective competitive exams. Stay tuned for more. Thank you.